You faulted specifically political operators in the Trump administration for not taking the pandemic seriously enough. Who specifically are you talking about? Are you talking about HHS Secretary Alex Azar?
Absolutely. I think it cascaded all the way down from the White House, from the President Trump to the Vice President. Those on that White House task force moved into the Department of Secretary Azar and the Assistant Secretary for Preparedness Response, Dr. Bob Kadlec.
Last night, Vice President Pence would not answer the question when asked by Susan Page as to why the death toll for coronavirus is so much higher in the United States than for any other country, and our death rate is higher than for any other wealthy country. As someone who is inside the administration, can you answer the question? Why? Why are we doing so much more poorly than any other comparable country?
Because of failed leadership. Because of a reluctance to admit there was a problem, because of a reluctance to tell America the truth, because of a reluctance to take critical actions up front. It disgusted me last night to hear Vice President Pence try to say that President Trump did all he could by putting in a travel ban from China in January. That is the only thing they actually talk about that they ever did. That alone was so insufficient to get in front of this virus. They don't recognize that many people, hundreds of thousands of people, were already coming into our country with this virus. So that one small travel ban, that's the only thing they hold out that they did, was not enough. And they deny the fact that if you do take a step, such as a travel ban, that is called an attempt to contain the virus outside the country. When you contain and try to hold off the spread of a virus, you must be doing something else in the background to prepare for a breach in that containment. The virus breached that containment very quickly, and we weren't doing anything else to mitigate, plan for mitigation. And that is where this administration failed most.
In May, you said this could be the darkest winter in modern history. It's now October. More than 211,000 Americans have been killed. More than 7.5 million have been infected. Cases are going up or staying steady in most states. What are you afraid is going to happen in November, December, January?
This winter, we're going to have an explosion of cases of coronavirus. This winter, we're going to have an explosion of influenza infections and other respiratory infections. It's going to overwhelm our healthcare system again. We still don't have enough personal protective equipment for our doctors and nurses. We still don't have enough tests. We're still not doing enough testing. We still are not delivering and leading by example those critical measures. So one of these things, coronavirus, is going to be compounded by influenza, compounded by other respiratory viruses, and it can be absolutely disastrous. And it doesn't have to be.
Last question, sir. It sounds as though you're saying that President Trump has blood on his hands, the blood of tens, if not hundreds of thousands of Americans. Is that what you think?
I believe President Trump and this administration has failed America, failed to respond to this pandemic, and many people have died needlessly. There were many lives that were lost that we could have prevented. And there are many more lives that we're going to lose this winter that are preventable if we just had strong leadership, we just had truth and transparency coming from our White House and people who lead by example. So short of them doing that, it's criminal. More people will die. And I believe that from the bottom of my heart.